get to it, y'all. I'm super excited, man. Got this setup going. I got my music going. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Glenn. I'm a buy and hold investor, and I'm about to kick it, man. I hope you guys are rocking on the ones and twos. My mic is a little loud. How do I sound, guys? Do I sound good?
Clear, yeah.
Lima Charlie, loud and clear. What up, my sister Sierra? Man, my sister Sierra is in the building. Man, we got a hot topic today. Why housing interest rates do not matter. Sierra, I'll make your moderator real quick. Look, this is going to be a really good room, guys. Listen, every last one of you guys down at the bottom, ping as many people as you can in the room. I'm going to be kicking this information, guys. I am going live on Instagram, TikTok, Christian Mingles. Oh, man, I'm super excited, guys. Welcome to the show. I am your host, and my sister is your co-host, Sierra Obama Nisha Taylor. How you doing, Sierra? How you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing outstanding, man. For those of you that are in here, we're going to be talking about why housing interest rates don't matter. And I see some people popping into the room. So here's the deal. Courtney, Patricia, Ronnie, Michael, Jeffrey, Tommy, Deborah, welcome. I want to know what state you guys are checking in from. Tell me where you're checking in from. Down in the chat, down at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the chat feature. I want to know what you guys are checking in from as we get moderators on the stage. I see my brother Otis James down there at the bottom. What up, Otis? How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? We just got back from Atlanta. You already know. I'm about to take a meeting, man, but I'm gonna stick around and tap back in.
Outstanding. So I know. Make sure. Can you give him a my badge, please? Okay. Make Otis a moderator, and yeah, just jump in and out when you can. For those of you who are just joining us, we are live on YouTube at the same time. So guys, do me a favor. At the top, we're going to pin our link. Our YouTube link at the top, and our Facebook group will be in the chat. So if you guys would like to rock and roll with us, we're going to be talking about interest rates and why they do not matter. Okay, so I see some more people popping up to the stage. CC Realtor, what's going on, man? How you doing, CC?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you pulling up. Okay. Sierra, let the people know who you are and what you do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sierra Taylor. I am a real estate professional in Southern California. I work alongside Anthony. I am his second assistant, as well as, I am a board member for a nonprofit. And I do a lot of other things when it comes to our company. I'm also a real estate investor, a veteran, as well as an accountant by trade. Um, this topic is nothing new to us, especially in the current market. The interest rates and why they don't matter. I look forward to talking about this because there's a lot of reasons why they shouldn't matter, but I won't deep dive in that, and I'll let Anthony take the lead on it, and then I'll add my 2 cents in.
Outstanding. Thank you for joining us, Sierra. Otis, do you have an opportunity to tell the people who you are and what you do, though? Can you rock out, brother Otis? Okay. All right. We'll come back. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. So the best part about this situation, and Sierra, if you can ping in and Bruno in so we can get this start rocking this out. I want to talk about this because there's a lot of information going on, and there's a lot of people that are wondering like what's going on in the market. And above my head, you'll see the SITREP YouTube channel. If you guys will do me a favor, if you click that link above my head, you guys can see me live and in color. And if you guys have any questions, you guys could answer any questions. We are live on Instagram, not Instagram. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, and 2 Facebook groups going simultaneously because we want to talk about these things. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is the word concessions. What's up, Chris? Thank you for joining us on Twitter Spaces, and then feel free to jump in. Feel free to jump in whenever you want to. Chris, thank you for joining us on Twitter Spaces. And guys, if you hear people talking through my microphone, that means that I am live, and then I have Twitter Spaces that's going to be communicating through. So, Chris, I just invited you to speak if you want to say hello. I am all about that. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is the word concessions. Okay, so everybody put the word concessions in the chat, and we're going to talk about how you can leverage this as a negotiation tool. So everybody on Twitter Spaces, Facebook. Okay, we're going to be talking about these things because right now we're in a live lending group with over let's say approximately I would probably say close to 21,000 people in there. We're live in our Facebook group where we have approximately 4,000 people. And on our Instagram and everything else, we are live as well. And we want to have this conversation because there's a lot of fear mongering regarding purchasing, and we're going to tell you how to negate that. Okay, so can I get, we're going to talk about concessions first, and then we're going to go over that. And I see some, Diana, I see you down in the listening lounge. Come on up, sister. You're welcome to come up and have this dialogue with us because we want to talk about concessions first in negotiation strategy. and then Jaspreet, thank you for coming because I like to hear your intellect as well. You guys are welcome to join us into this conversation because I think it's essential to kind of talk about negotiation strategies and how you can leverage these things. Now, we're going to start with this, okay? Now, the word concession, Sierra, can you explain how concessions work in regard to negotiating?
So concessions is a big one that should be considered at all times. Concessions is basically credits from the seller. They are not specific credits for closing costs, but they could be used for closing costs and other recurring and non-recurring fees that occur during the transaction. And that's what concessions are, in a lump sum. Would you like me to give an example
No,
of it?
I'm going to start with this. I'll read the textbook definition of what it is. Okay. As it applies to real estate. And for those of you who are joining, Diana, Jaspreet, thank you for joining us because these guys, the reason why I invited them to the stage is because I've heard them in other spaces and they talk very intellectually regarding the real estate market. So you guys feel free to jump in. Why do you guys, I'll start with this. Why do you believe that concessions do not matter? In your own words, guys. Anybody can jump in. The mic is open.
Did you say concessions does not matter?
Why the interest rate doesn't matter? Why doesn't the interest rate
Okay.
matter?
Well, I think the interest rate doesn't matter because you can always refinance at another time, especially when interest rates drop.
Okay, that's a good start. Anybody else want to jump in? Jaspreet, you can jump in. I see that you're off mic. We can't hear you though. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yes, Lima Charlie, Lima Charlie. Another thing too, with the interest rates, and they can go hand in hand with concessions. You can use concessions to change that interest rate to buy down. So that's another reason that you shouldn't be too focused on the interest rates because, sellers that really need to sell their properties, and which everyone does if they really want to put it on the market, they're going to have to bend, they will bend and give you the funds to buy down that interest rate. So that is another reason that you shouldn't be too concerned about the interest rates.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. And I see my man Ian Jensen just pulled up. Welcome to the show, Jack. A little late, you know what I'm saying? All right. So let's talk about this word concessions and how they work. A concession is a benefit or discount offered by the buyer or seller to help to sell a home and close a deal. Concessions are usually specified during negotiations and included in closing costs. Example include covering the closing costs, new appliances, moving expenses, repairs, and homes. So as you guys are negotiating on properties and things of that nature, you can get credits from the seller in regard to leveraging or utilizing that to lower your monthly payment. Now, there earlier today I was in the mortgage syndicate and they were talking about why rental property was more expensive than actually purchasing a home. And that article, I'll post it in the chat if we could find it. But we want to talk about solutions to the interest rate. And I see my brother Ice Don Daniels just came up. Ice, can you let the people know who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. I'm an author and an entrepreneur. What we do is we've been helping people for the last 18 years understand interest rates and the difference between interest rate and interest cost, and that you can cut interest cost by 75%, gain in equity 5 to 7 times faster, cash out refi 10 to 15 years sooner, and gain equity at a much lower interest cost. That's what we do, Anthony. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh man. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I feel like cooking. I want you to stick around, Don, because we want to talk about some of the scenarios that people can utilize to do this. Now, are there any questions? Yeah, are there any questions before we get started? Anybody want to? Anybody? Because what we're going to do, Don. Can you stick here with me so we can give some scenarios of how you can leverage some cost? I want you to build with me. Some of the things that you have showed me over time, because I want to throw a little carrot out there and show you some things of why how you could leverage money from the seller to negate some costs. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are ready to learn something, because we want solutions, okay? Everybody on stage, unmute your mic and say solutions. Solutions, okay? At the end of the day, okay, let me talk to you guys about why rates don't matter to me, okay? I'm just going to spitball them out there. Number one, okay, the median home price is approximately $420,000. So everybody do this in your calculator. And right now, everybody put $420,000 in the chat right now. You guys are going to work through this scenario with me so we can utilize some mathematical data in order to do this. And Ian, are you able to help me out as you're driving down? Because I know you're driving right now.
I'll do what I can. Okay.
All right. So here's a scenario. Okay. So if you look at the right now, everybody go in on their phone. Okay. And then what I would like for you guys to do is I want you to put average property value from 2020 to today. How much has property increased? I want you guys to figure that out. Everybody right now put a number in the chat from 4 to 15%. What do you guys think the housing values have went up from 2020 to 2023? Just put a number in the chat right now. I want all max participation, and let's see who can get closer to it, because Sierra, I got breaking news. Sierra is going to donate $100,000 to anyone who can guess the right number. Okay, we got 8%. Sierra, you ready to write that? You ready to write that 100,000? We got 11%. 11%. Okay, we got 15%. What do you guys think? Keep going. What do you guys think? Okay, we got 15%. We got 30%. Chris, what do you think on Twitter Spaces? What do you think the housing market has increased? What do you think? What's your number, Chris? I'm inviting you to speak on Twitter Spaces. Okay, so if you accept that invite, you can participate in the conversation. Okay, what do you guys think? The mic is open on stage right now. What do you think that the projected interest rate, the increase in value of houses has went up? What do you think, Chris?
45%.
40. Wow. 45%. I'd be balling if it was 45%. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna Google that. What? Okay, so U.S. housing market increase since 2020. What is the magic number? 12%. Let me read this to you guys. Okay. Once the pandemic hit, the yearly increase jumped in double digits from 12 to 2020 to 2021, 15 between 2021 to 2022. Looking further, an average home prices have increased 88% in the last decade and 125% 2 decades ago. Now, this is factual information. So let's just use 12%, okay? 12 to 18% is the number. We're going to use 12% increase in value over the last 3 years, going on 4 years now, because we're almost in 2024. So 2020 to 2024, because COVID, I think, was at the end of 2019, correct? Is that correct, or 2020? I can't remember.
It was the beginning of 2020, and March was the lockdown.
Okay, so COVID started in 2019. Okay, that's when I got information. My secret squirrels told me I better go get some ramen noodles. Okay, and make sure that I'm good to go. All right. Now, if you put more than one seasoning in your ramen, more than the seasoning pack in your ramen noodles, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys put more than that the seasoning packet in your ramen noodles. Put a 1 in the chat right now if you put more than that seasoning pack in your ramen noodles, okay? That means that you done been to jail before. Somebody in your family done been to jail. All right, so let's go over these statistics right now. So let's use $420,000, okay? And I want you to multiply that. Ian, can you do that for me? $420,000. Okay, I bought this house for $420,000. Okay, shout out to all the people who like the funny plants. $420,000. All right. Now the medium, the 12%. So what you're going to do is you're going to take $420,000. You're going to multiply that times 12%, 12 and then the percent sign equals. Don't do any goofy stuff like 0.0021 or all of that other stuff. Do it exactly the way I'm telling you to do it. 420,000, multiply that times 12 and then the percent sign and then equals. What number do you get?
50,400.
$50,400. So put that in the chat. $50,400. Okay? $50,400. Now I want you to multiply that times 4 years. Multiply that times 4. What is that number?
201,600.
So that means that, listen, that means that you guys that did not invest in real estate in the beginning of COVID lost out on $200,000. That sounds like a loss to me. Okay. So when you're looking at this thing now let's talk about some of the things now. I talk about this over and over again. I'm going to open up the floor. Let me do a quick room reset because I want to hear you guys. Now, I don't debate in subjective stuff. When we're doing this win in real estate house, what we're doing is we're talking facts. We're not talking, oh, this is gonna, the market's gonna crash. We're talking about, look, I'm going off of stuff that you guys could Google. Okay, and we're going to talk about this and unpack it. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the increase in value? Can somebody tell me, this is a little bit of real estate trivia. All right. Can you guys tell me why the housing market, give me some scenarios, give me 1 or 2 scenarios of why, what is contributing to why the increase in value of homes has gone up? Go ahead, Will, jump in. Will, go ahead and jump in. Okay, anybody else want to know? What the question is?
Inventory.
Inventory. Okay, that's one. Inventory, that's a good one. What's another one?
Demand.
Demand. Can you unpack that?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so once COVID hit and then the price of money went through the floor, everybody realized that this is their time to jump on it. So anybody who had a chance to buy a house,
Ian must got a phone call. Okay.
come and have a show on record, they still had plenty of opportunity to go out there and utilize the good interest rates and buy as much as they could possibly afford.
Outstanding, man. What's going on with that motor over there, Ian? It sounds like you got a lawnmower for a motor over there. Are you driving?
Chainsaw.
It's a chainsaw?
No, I just parked and there's some guys out here working on a chainsaw. Yeah, they're ready to knock some stuff down.
Okay. All right. So we have the demand. What else? Does anybody else want to add value to the conversation? Come on, y'all. I want to hear your thoughts because anybody can jump in. This is an open floor. I don't want to just be up here running my soup coolers. I want you guys to be able to jump in and talk about. And I see on Facebook, I see 30%, 1% demand. Okay, those are good answers. Demand. We have supply. Okay, why?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I believe inventory. I do agree with William on that because when inventory is low, then normally the seller do increase their homes, to settle their homes.
Okay, and if you guys could do me a favor real quick, I need every single person if you guys are enjoying this conversation, I need a huge favor. I need to know if you guys could see the YouTube channel, if y'all could see my face. So if y'all could do that, if y'all could click on the YouTube channel above my head and then just put WIN so I know that you guys could actually see me and hear me from YouTube. Can y'all do that for me? Because I could see your comments because we got this set up to where I can see what, you guys could see me and I could see y'all. So if y'all could do that, I want to make sure that everybody is coming clear on the YouTube channel live. So if y'all could do me a favor, I need every single person to click the link above my head and put a WIN for win. And I want to make sure that you guys can, and come back to the chat section and let me know if you guys could hear me good on YouTube. Okay, so we have the supply situation going on. What else? What else is, okay, I see you. Alexis, thank you very much. Okay, who else? Could y'all do that for me? Click the link above my head. I want to make sure you guys could actually see me. Either give me a thumbs up on YouTube. So I want to make sure that I'm coming in clear because I got this new setup and I'm testing it out. I would really appreciate it if all 39 of you that are in this space right now can click the link above my head and make sure that we're coming in loud and clear on YouTube. I would really, really appreciate that. Anybody else want to jump in? Okay. Are we here? Did I lose audio? Y'all with me?
I'll jump in, Tony. It's Diana.
All right, go ahead. Jump in, Diana.
I still think the cost of money is low in comparison to how much homes appreciate. And people are still wanting to be homeowners. They're still wanting to invest. And we've been in a housing crisis since forever. And that doesn't look like it's getting any better. So I think that's what keeps demand of homes high.
Okay, that's a very good one. That's a very good one. Okay, so I want everybody to put this in the chat right now because we're going to talk about we're gonna teach what creates value in houses. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to know about that because we're going to talk about it. And I see on Facebook people were immediately flipping their equity into bigger properties in an already competitive market, and then we're going to talk about that on YouTube. I see we're going to put 1031 exchange. Okay, thank you, Will Smith. Okay, thank you. Damn, I got Will Smith in the building, man. Will Smith is on my YouTube channel right now, baby. Let's go. All right, all right. So here's the deal, guys. So I want y'all to put this in the chat, okay? Scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. You cannot go wrong as a real estate investor if you can remember these 4 things: scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. What does that mean? Let's start with scarcity. What does that mean? Popcorn style, y'all. Anybody can answer questions.
Lack of supply.
Lack of supply. Okay. All right. That's a good one. Lack of supply. Okay. Essentially, well, now what is contributing to the lack of the supply in the housing market right now in the United States? Give me some ideas. And then my brother Chris, the lone warrior over there on Twitter Spaces, feel free to jump in. Why the lack of supply? Can anybody tell me what is contributing? Why would we have a lack of supply from 2020 to now? What are some of the contributing factors that made us have a lack of supply of houses?
I think people have the vast majority of the people who have loans on their homes have a rate sub 3% or sub 4%.
Yeah,
Why would they
interest
want
rate.
to leave?
Bingo. That's a really, really good one that a lot of people overlook. Okay, can you explain? Can you give a little bit more context? Give me a little bit more meat on the potatoes for that. So
Yeah.
rock out.
I think overall, even if somebody wants to downsize, they're probably going to end up paying more per month on their mortgage because of the rate difference in their property prices. And so that's stopping them, right? People who have become empty nesters, their families are all moved out and they want to go to a smaller place, but they've got a 3.5% interest rate on a $100,000 house. Well, even if they go and buy a $80,000 house, but at 8% interest now, which is the current 30-year fixed, their mortgage payment is going to be considerably higher. And so they're saying, well, I'm paying less for a house, buying a smaller house, yet paying more every month doesn't make financial sense. And so people who don't need to move, people who aren't, in an emergency situation or just left the state for a job or whatever, if there's no existential circumstances forcing them to buy a house right now, they're likely not going to be selling their house either. Hence the supply is constricted.
Oh man, that's my favorite. See, look, man, you done messed around and gave put a 1 in the chat if you understood what he was saying, because I don't want you guys to miss this, because this is this is one of the biggest compensating factors to what's going on in the market today. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. And then I see my brother Alberto Ramos. Shout out to Alberto Ramos that just got 100% disability. So can we unmute the mic and say congratulations to my brother Alberto that's in the building? He just pulled up, y'all. He just got 100% disability for serving in the U.S. Marines.
Thank you for your service, my brother.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Can you let the people know who you are and what you do, Alberto? Brother Ramos, I'm calling on you.
I'm here. Guys, thank you very much. Definitely super excited. Yeah, disability is one of those weird things. It's kind of like congratulations, for getting disability. But yeah, I'm super thrilled. I'm super happy because now I have knowledge that I can provide to those service members and veterans that are looking to get into that information. Tony, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm a real estate professional. I've been a real estate professional for about 2.5 years. I started while I was still in the service. Been in real estate for 2.5 years, but been in sales for about 7. So just looking to bring value to those realtors that want to win in real estate, or those professionals that want to win in real estate, and also bring a lot of value to our clients as buyers and sellers. So looking forward to it and meeting all of you guys. Let's
Now see,
go.
now see one of the big. Can we on the count of three? Can we all unmute our mic and say congratulations to my brother on the count of three? 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
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 Congrats.
Yep, yep, yep,
Thank
Hey.
yep.
you guys. Thank you. I
Yay.
appreciate you
Heck
guys.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're also saying congratulations from him. He was now he was out there alone and unafraid. He was like Michael Jordan on the Detroit Pistons, and now he's on the winning team, Jack. So welcome to the team, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right, man. So another thing that we want to talk about, guys, and listen, if you guys, another reason why I wanted you guys to go to the and shout out to the 18 people that are on here with us today, and then the 70 people that are here to learn, because we're going to be giving you statistical data of things that you guys could do to win. Now, we talked about scarcity. My brother, tell me how to pronounce your name, because I don't want to butcher it, man. Is it how do you pronounce?
Jaspreet.
Jaspreet. Okay. My brother Jaspreet just said something that a lot of people are overlooked. Why would I abandon my snuggly interest rates of 3% to go to an 8 or 9%, right? So people don't know that the interest rate doesn't matter. And we're going to give you mathematical examples if you stick around here long enough, and show you how to read the amortization schedule. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want us to rock out. We're going to give you, this is what you're going to do. Here's the deal. Number 1, we're going to give you guys examples of 4 economical things that create value in properties. Number 2, we're going to talk to you about the concessions rule and how it works, okay? On how you can not just lower your price, and how to get out here and negotiate and leverage the money that you get from the seller, okay, to negotiate either a lower interest rate or lower principal payments. And then number 3, we're going to talk to you guys about why strategic ways to move your money around so you have an effective negotiation strategy. I think these 3 things right here is going to give you the confidence that you need. But here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. All right. We do not like people sitting in the room. We like this room right here. We allow everybody to speak. And then we're going to give you an example. So we're going to give you a calculator so you can utilize it. Okay, and then we're going to talk about these economical things now. So now we talked about people. So what happens when? So Ian, Alberto, the realtors, Diana that's on stage, my friendly moderators. Okay, so demand. Okay, let's talk about the demand situation. Okay, so if I have a rental, if there's no properties to rent, and there's no listings coming to market, what does that do to the property values?
Increases it
Why does it increase it?
because there's not enough supply.
Because there's not enough supply, and that leads to scarcity. Okay, that's what scarcity means. And the reason why I'm speaking like this, because I want to break it down. Because everybody says these 3 goofy things that create value in property. What do most real estate professionals say? It starts with 3 L's. This is what creates value in property. What are the 3 L's, y'all?
One is location.
Location.
And
Location.
the second one is location.
Location.
And the third one is
Location.
location. That's right.
All right. So this is thank you for letting me know the sound stays good. Okay. It used to be ratchet. Y'all stay in the come up. That's right. So listen, man. You ever heard of that song, Started from the Bottom, Now I'm Here? I used to be ashy but classy by Biggie, right? They said that my sound, the sound is exceptional on Facebook and YouTube. It used to be ratchet. Y'all stay on the come up. That's right, Jack. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get on here and get to the win. So everybody keeps saying location, location, location. What is false? Okay. Okay, because you can have a dope property in a bad neighborhood, or you can have a magnificent property that you're not. It's more than that. It's economical things. Scarcity means how rare it is. Okay. And the state of being scarce is short supply and shortage, dearth, lack, want, under, supplying, insufficient. Okay. That's what scarce means. Okay. Transferability, when I say that in regard to creating value, what does that mean? What does transferability mean in regard to the acronym STUD? Come on, man. Transferability.
You got to be able to convey it to someone else, from one person to another.
You got to be able to convey it. Now, what are some of the things that would keep a property from being conveyed, Brother Otis?
Title issues, cloud on title, not being able to uh, convey it, or having too much debt against it, negative equity. You wouldn't be able to convey it because of the encumbrances on the subject property. Is that where you're going with it? I know I
Yep,
got a
that's
few more.
exactly where I'm going with it, brother. So think about it. Can it either be rent or sold? Where if you got equity in properties and you can project that we are, millions of housing shortage, so that means that properties can easily be conveyed. And what he's talking about is clouds on title. Right now, I want you guys to put a 1, 2, and a 3 in the chat. I want everybody to do this. And the reason why I ask you guys to participate in what I'm talking about is because I want you guys to be able to pick this up. Okay, and then I want you to utilize this as red light, yellow light, green light. Red is bad, yellow is okay, and green is good. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, and like I said, we're talking about the basic level person looking to purchase property, and this is going to lead to somewhere. Okay, so remember, 1 is green, 2 is yellow, and 3 is actually it's backwards. Red is going to be 1, yellow is going to be 2, and 3 is going to be green. Okay, so now if I go out and I get a loan on a property, Otis, what position is that loan in?
Well, you can get a loan in first, second, or third position, but if you get a mortgage on a property, they typically gonna want to be in first position,
Why is that?
because in the event of foreclosure, they want to make sure that they protect their interest. They get paid first.
Bingo. All right. So that loan will be in what if you get a loan on a property, that property is going to go in first position, right? The second position, if I go out and I get solar on a property, what precedes the loan? That solar is going to be in what position?
Second
Second
position.
position. And then if I go out and I get a water softener, and this is the things that we see, and the reason why we're talking about these things is because when you are selling property and you start getting all of these additional things, you first, second, and third position, right, is going to be whatever whenever you get the things on the loan. And the reason why we're talking about this is so people can understand. As you're going out here and you're buying property and you look at the title, when you pull a title, the title report is basically like similar to Carfax. It's going to tell you everything that all of the loans and encumbrances, because when we say clouds on title, it gets confusing. But the reason why I'm parking right here is because, if Otis puts a loan on a property, he's in first position, and then I put solar on the property, that person in first position is going to want to get that loan paid off. So that's why these positions are important. Okay, so that's transferability. Do you want to add anything else to that, Otis? Because we're cooking right now.
No, the only thing that supersedes all of those encumbrances are government ones. So if you have an IRS tax lien or your property tax delinquent, you got a tax lien on that property. Those got to be paid. There's no negotiating, and those could impact your overall ability to transfer title also.
Bingo. So transferability, and that's that. So let's go over let me do a quick room reset because I feel like, man, do you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys understand what we're talking about? Put a 2 in the chat if it's confusing, because I want to make sure that you guys are picking up what we're putting down. I like to break things down, as if I could understand it because I'm a SAT waiver. All right. So I have to be able to make sure I'm explaining it to where the person coming in here, we're not talking over their head. Okay. So now let's talk about so we talked about transferability. Okay, utility. Why is that important? Why is that an economical factor that creates value in homes? Utility.
Because the value is influenced by the highest and best use, right? For example, if you're looking at purchasing a home to live in and the previous person had, I don't know, let's say they were renting rooms out, so they had this community living situation. Well, for a family, that's not going to be, you're not going to be able to utilize that as intended. So that's going to impact the value of the property if you can't use it how it's intended.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay. And then if you can do me a favor, Ian, Sierra, Alberto, keep an eye on the chat to make sure I don't miss any questions. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about the first three things?
Want to mesh
Scarcity,
together. But you're bringing it.
transferability, and
Okay.
utility. Ian, you got a hot mic.
You going out?
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else want to add value to that conversation? Scarcity, transferability, and utility are the three things right now. And then we're going to go to the demand last. Anybody got any other things regarding utility? Sierra, Ian, Ice, Lisette, anybody?
Utility is a critical element. Have you covered the bathroom example?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Okay, so utility. Like the only reason why people have real estate in the first place, right, is because it's useful to them, right? It keeps them dry, and it keeps them dry and warm and safe, right? So, but if there's also some things that you got to make sure that everything is in place, also because it affects the other elements too. Because if a property, like we like to use the example, the 5 bedroom, 1 bathroom house, there's going to be a line out the door all the time, and everyone's never going to have a chance to have any privacy or by any means like utility of the property, right? And not to mention too, if this is something that you look at for an investment property, then it creates complications, because if any of those bathrooms get compromised by any means, then there's no other functioning bathroom in that house. So that way you have to manage that landmine, no pun intended, with the rest of the crew to make sure that they have a place to use that. They have an opportunity to use that piece of real estate effectively, which is the only job that you provide as a landlord. So you'd have to figure out some kind of means, either have to be putting them in a hotel or anything like that. So you need to maintain that a property is useful at all times. Otherwise, it will affect the other and final element, which is that you're probably going to next, Tony, is demand.
Yes, and then let me do a quick room reset, and then we're going to talk about demand, and then we're going to talk about next. What we're going to talk about is scenarios of why the interest rate doesn't matter. Don, are you with me?
I am here.
Okay, I'm ready to cook a little bit, man. We're going to give some examples, and then can you help me do some math? Because I know you could do it better than I can. Because I want to show them a couple of things from why some scenarios. We're gonna cover a couple of ways of how to avoid that. I see my brother Ellis, Michael Evans. Thank you for joining us here. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are in the Winning Real Estate House. For those of you that are first time here, I see some red tickets. Above my head, you will see the SITREP YouTube channel. If you click the link above my head, you will see me live and in color. I am going live on several platforms, and I do see functional obsolescence, which is correct. Down at the bottom, you'll see a little clipboard next to the chat feature. For those of you that are here on Clubhouse, that's how you are able to speak. We like as many people on stage so we can pass the mic around, so I get a rest on my voice. But I'm ready. I can serenade y'all with my real estate voice. Yes. All right. Special shout out to all of the moderators. Make sure you click on their profile, follow them on Instagram. And the reason why we're doing all of these other platforms is because we don't know how long Clubhouse is going to last. So the two platforms that we're focusing on, the three that we're focusing on is we're focusing on Twitter, which is X now, formerly known as X. Okay. We're focusing on YouTube. Okay. And then we're focusing on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So if you click above, you'll be able to see me live and in color. And this is straight off the dome. I'm not looking anything up. Why? Because I am a real estate investor and I know what I'm doing. Okay. You can either take this advice and wait. Okay. And, take this advice and wait, or you can take action and then have the confidence based off of what it is that you guys could do in order to win. Are there any questions about what we're talking about so far? The mic is open. Anybody have anything that they'd like to add? Any questions? Out freaking standing. Okay. All right. So let's go over to the last and final thing, demand. Brother Ellis, are you here?
I am here, Tony.
Can you rock out and tell me why demand is important to the real estate market?
Yeah, sure. Demand is important because there's a supply, or there's a finite supply at any given moment. The amount of demand will dictate the value of that property. So there's what they call equilibrium. It's when the demand and the supply reach an equilibrium of what price or value that commodity of real estate will demand in that particular market. So without demand, and with if you have a imbalance of low demand and high supply, that means that the prices will be lower. If you have high demand and insufficient supply, which we tend to have nationwide as the ongoing undersupply of housing, that creates a inflated market. So it starts to the prices and value continue to rise over time.
Bingo, bingo. And here it is right here. An economic, y'all heard that, right? An economic principle referring to a customer's desire and willingness to purchase a specific good or service at a specific price. Demand is an economic factor that affects real estate market activity and values. Okay. So this is a very, very big one. Okay. If there's a lot of supply, there's no demand, right? If there's low supply, which is happening right now, okay, let me spit them out, okay. Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna pass the mic around. Let's do a little bit of real estate trivia. Okay, on a count of three, just shoot them out there like a shotgun. Tell me some of the things of why, and I was talking about this earlier. What are some? Why is there a lack of inventory? With the exception of what we already talked about regarding the people not moving out of their houses because of the low interest rates. What are some other economic factors that contribute to that? Anybody want to jump in?
Well, you've got constraints on building permits that, there's a time lag involved from entitling a piece of dirt so that you can build residential units on it. So there's a time lag. So that creates, a delay in when supply can get on the market. And there's a cost to that as well. So especially with higher interest rates, if you want to build now, it costs you more this year than it did, last year and 2 years ago.
Okay, so
I think also,
go ahead, jump in, brother.
yeah, I was just going to say, I think the higher cost of entry into a new home, it's not just interest rates, it's the actual price of the new home that they would have to buy is higher. So they're afraid to let go of their old home and buy a new one just because it's so much more expensive to buy a new house right now.
There it is right
Um,
there. Alberto, you
um,
want to jump in, brother?
Yes. So one of the ones that I also want to mention is going to be misinformation, right? What people are seeing and what people are hearing in
It's
the
a good one.
news, they think that just because over the news is saying right now it's not a good time, or they see it on YouTube right now it's not a good time to buy a home, that or sell a home, that is going to apply to them specifically, because in the real estate market, when some doors open, another one closes, right? Like, for example, if you allow me, back in 2020 and 2021, it was a good market for people that had conventional loans and that were putting a lot of money down, right? And it wasn't really that great of a time for veterans because they were getting beat by these conventional loans, right? And people that were putting 60, $80,000 over asking price, and we couldn't compete with that market because we still had to make sure that the home appraised. But now veterans are hearing that, and maybe right now it's not a great time for conventional buyers to be in the market, but maybe it is a good time for veterans to be in the market because now we are more competitive. So the misinformation that's really going out there is definitely one that we as real estate professionals need to understand. It's like, hey, I don't know if this information applies to you until we have a conversation to see where you at in your home buying or home selling journey.
Ooh, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are enjoying this conversation, man, because we're speaking statistical data. Let's talk about what we talked about. Okay. We talked about the concessions rule. If you guys wasn't here, okay, we broke down the definition. We're going to talk about how you can leverage concessions. Okay. We're talking about the four economical things that create value in property. And we're going to talk about what drives demand. This is something that you guys need to know. Like, when we get on this mic, man, we rock out. We're not talking about subjective. We can go back and forth and all of that stuff, but we're going to give you information to where when people, you have the ammunition to where you guys could actually combat when people are saying, because guess what? There's one fundamental thing that I'll tell you. Fear will keep you broke. Sometimes the worst decision is no decision. Somebody unpack that for me. Sometimes the worst decision is no decision. What does that mean?
That there's an opportunity cost of not making a decision. And typically that opportunity cost comes in the form of windows, right? Windows of time
Yep.
where it would be advantageous for you to go ahead and execute. And over time, you pass enough windows, you'll never catch up, right? They say like planting a tree, right? When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Today. So weighing the opportunity cost of not making a decision warrants a little more consideration than I think people are giving it today.
Bingo. See, this is why I rock out with people. Like, where we're on stage, man, listen, we have different perspectives. We have so many moderators. I feel like this is gonna be a fire room right now, man. Put a one in the chat if you guys believe that this is gonna be a good room, because we got some heavy hitters in here. And I want to give a special shout out to all of the moderators that are on stage right now and everybody that's in the listening lounge. This is your opportunity to ask questions. Okay. Here's the deal. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a little clipboard. Get your butt on stage. There's nothing. I don't like people hanging out in the audience. I want as many people on the stage right now. I need 10 more people to raise their hand right now and get on stage. Okay. Now, and the reason why, I need 7 more people to raise their hand and get on stage, because this is about action. And look, this is an opportunity for you to talk to 70 people from the comfort of your own home. And right now we have all types of investors from all walks of life. We have real estate professionals, mortgage professionals, investors. Okay. We have home inspectors. We got title people. We got all of these people in the room. We have a conglomerate of people that will encourage you, because this is what I don't like, man. I do not believe in problems. Okay? I don't believe in problems. I believe in challenges that you have to accept. There is no opportunity without accepting the challenge. I will say this until I die. The only way that you will have a opportunity is that you have to accept a challenge. What's the challenge right now? The interest rates are higher than they were before. What's another challenge? There's a lack of inventory. What's another challenge? People feel like they don't have enough money. What's another challenge? You got to accept the challenge in order for the opportunity. That's the only way that you can pass the test. COT, write that in the chat. Challenge opportunity test. I got to accept the challenge of what the market is doing. That's going to give me an opportunity to invest in real estate. And that's going to pass the test to getting through the market and getting equity. Okay? Outside of that, man, sitting still is going to cost you money. I just showed you real time where the people that said, oh my God, the market's going to crash. Okay? Those people that were sitting on the bench and not getting in the game and shooting a shot of investing on the medium home price lost out on $250,000. $250,000 in equity for a person that would have invested in real estate in 2020. The best time to invest in the stock market is when the stock is new. Okay? I'm at 700% on my Tesla stock. You know why I'm at 700%? Because I bought when people didn't buy. Now, I hope y'all picking up what we're putting down right now, because a lot of you guys are missing out on opportunities right now because you're sitting on the bench and doing nothing and thinking you're going to save your way to financial literacy and save your way through wealth. And for those of you, put a 2 in the chat if $250,000 would change your life right now. Put a 2 in the chat if $200,000 would have changed your life right now. I don't know about you, but that'll make a substantial change in my life. Some of y'all be like, hell, I want to tell you, I'd be going to Vegas right now if I had $250,000. Who wants to jump in? The mic is open, popcorn style. Who wants to jump in and talk about what we're talking about right now?
So I want to tap in. Hey, y'all. It's a pleasure being here. How are you guys?
Oh, my God. Is this Dr. Ashley V. Wilkerson? Ashley Vienna Sausage Wilkerson. Welcome back, shouty. What's up?
Vienna sausages, really? You're
That's
still
what the
holding
V
on to
stand
that
for.
joke?
What's the V stand
Oh,
for?
my gosh.
What's the V
It stands
stand for?
for Victoria. Victoria.
Victoria. I got you. Okay. All right. What up, Ashley? Jump in.
Hey y'all, I missed you guys. How are y'all?
Oh my God. Can you turn down, Ashley, please? Can you turn down
Turn
a little
down
bit?
for what?
Okay.
Turn down for what?
That's what I'm talking about, man. What's up, Dr. Ashley? Where you been at? So Dr. Ashley, I got a special announcement. Dr. Ashley
hmm
has signed up for her real estate exam next month.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Oh,
Good
okay.
job.
Okay, go ahead.
Good job.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
So I was in London last week and I wasn't on the app. So I'm excited to be back and getting back to business, as you all say in Million Marathon. Let's get back to business. So I'm getting back to business. Excited to be back with the Winning Real Estate team. Happy to be here to support. I wanted to tap into one of your last questions. And one of the things that I think about when people don't move or don't take action or don't implement the information and what the opportunity cost is. And one of the things that you kind of can use to put it in a perspective is driving. And so, oftentimes, when people are talking about getting their driver's license or getting their pilot's license or getting their commercial driver's license or whatever license it is, you actually have to start doing the thing to learn how to do it to be able to get the license. You have to start driving to learn how to drive. You have to start flying to learn how to fly. Like you have to start doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, everyone thinks that they're supposed to just sit back and listen, listen, listen and not do anything. But that's not the case. You have to take action. You have to get busy. You have to get involved and you have to apply what you're learning and able to be able to do the thing. So that is a major cost that's associated with it as well, is because you're losing time of doing because you're not willing to take the first step. So I just wanted to tap that in there because I think it's so important for all of us to understand whatever it is that we're striving to do or seeking to learn, we have to still take action and implement the knowledge and then continue to learn along the way and continue to implement what we learn.
Outstanding. And Dr. Ashley has another special announcement. She was in London because they're going to be releasing a Louis Vuitton car seat. And Dr. Ashley was a model for
But
that. Can you
I was
tell us?
waiting for whatever smart mouth joke you
There it is.
had. I was like, where is he going with this? Because I know it's something smart mouth. I just know it is.
Oh,
But that
man.
car seat would be very stylish, just so
Mm.
you know.
All right, man. As long as you don't spill no, no Gerbers on there, we gonna be good. let me quit.
Whatever.
Let me
Hey,
quit trolling.
Sierra.
What
Thank
up?
you,
What up? What
Ronnie.
up? So welcome back, Dr. Ashley. Dr. Ashley is a staple in our winning real estate community. And for those of you guys who have to click the link above my head, can you guys, if you're just now joining us, the SITREP YouTube, you'll see me live and in color. So can y'all do me a favor? Click the link above my head and just say hello. Can y'all do that? Because I want to see you guys. You guys get to see me in the studio, okay? And I am here, and you guys could actually physically see me. So for those of you who are subscribed to the YouTube channel, I want to say I appreciate that because you guys could go back instead of trying to figure out where to find it. This replay will be here on the SITREP YouTube channel. Now click that link above my head and put a 1 in the chat after you have done so, because we want to make sure that you guys are rocking out on the SITREP YouTube. And I have an announcement. We just broke 2,700 subscribers. So I want to say thank you for all of the people that are supporting us here today. And then guess what? We're going to rock out the next topic that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be utilizing negotiation strategies, and we're going to give some examples. So here's the deal, guys. If you guys want 2 examples of how to negotiate and why the interest rate does not matter, put a 1 in the chat. And as we're doing that, let me run through a couple of introductions. Brother Ellis, did you let the people know who you were? I can't remember. I know you were talking earlier, but did you get an opportunity to introduce yourself?
I did not. No, I did not.
Go ahead and kick it, man.
All right. Thank you, Tony. My name is Ellis San Jose. I'm a full-time investor in Southern California. I've been doing this for about 3 decades now. I'm also a guest lecturer at UCLA where I talk about investing in debt. My primary focus for the last decade or so has been in buying properties that have title issues, or what I call orphaned assets. I teach creative acquisitions to other investors in my area. What else, man? I'm a big fan of Tony and of a number of moderators in here. I like to support them because because they are growing this community and giving them the motivation and the education to change their lives. So thanks so much for letting me introduce myself.
And I just want to say, I want to publicly say thank you because listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. It does not. If you got 10 friends that want to talk gossip and not invest in you in a personal life to elevate you, and you don't have one friend, you don't have that one friend is gonna, put you in a position to win. You got to change your circle, man. Even on Clubhouse before, there was a lot of people that were just out here just having all type of crazy rooms and stuff like that, man. I'm in this space. We're in this space. The reason why you see all of these people on stage is because you are here to win. If you guys believe that you're here to win, you're going to get information that's going to, if we can do one thing, our team understands the value of helping people. The only way that we got to where we were at is that we invest in people. It's not a monetary thing for us. You know what it does? Because you never know what that referral is going to come back to. And I want to publicly say thank you to Brother Ellis because I asked him for a favor. He sent the email. He made a connection at UCLA. And that connection, he didn't have to do that. So thank you, brother, for doing that. So guys, listen, get your notepad. Okay. I want to make sure that you guys are about to pick up what we're putting down because we're going to give you some examples of how to negotiate deals and why the interest rate does not matter. Now, let me do a couple of more mod introductions. Magana, do you want to let the people know who you are and what you do? And I see Jamisha is on stage as well. I cannot mod people on my platform. So if you don't have a mod badge, it's not personal. It's hard for me to mod people with my setup. So if you don't have a mod badge, I apologize, but I know you guys don't care. My friends don't care about the goofy mod badge because you are allowed to have speak in our space. So you want to let the people know who you are and what you do, McGinna?
Of course, thank you. So good to hear your voice, Tony and Ashley. I am excited for the car seat. Cannot wait to see it. And I I love Ashley. Oh my God, she's like
Listen, do not follow up with them.
I can't help it. Oh God, girl, I'm on your side.
I love you too, beautiful.
Always on your side. And yeah, we just let the guys know we're their side, just so they can feel good. But they know the truth. This is girl power here. But anyways, thanks for the hearts, love. My name is Migena Agaray, born and raised in Albania, live in New York City for over 20 years, over a decade of experience in the Class A commercial real estate. Currently, I am a passive and active investor, not only in multifamily, but ground up development, some industrial, triple net lease, triple net. And also, I am an associate producer for an investment TV show where we bring business owners and investors on national TV. And super excited about season 2. We hired a phenomenal showrunner who's won Emmy Awards for some of the best TV shows in history. Can say more than that. If anyone here is a business owner who would like to be on TV and get funds, or an investor who likes to diversify your portfolio outside of real estate and real estate, we've got all different companies coming on the show this season. And also I'm a consultant for real estate services. And what else? I published about 5 books within a year, all collaborations. Real Women in Real Estate is one of my most proud projects. And and I'm friends with Tony here. We've met in real life.
Yes.
We've hugged. We've had many amazing conversations, and I have met Ashley in real life as well, and so many others. And here to learn. And I know I'm here for the right reasons because I joined Clubhouse, and then I hear Tony saying, "Who would feel that 200K would change their lives right now?" I'm like, oh my God, it's never a waste of time being in these rooms, because if they're not inspiring you, then you need to, I guess, wake up, because they truly are inspirational. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to share a little bit about who I am. And if I can be of service to anyone here based on what you heard that I work on a daily basis, please DM me, LinkedIn, Instagram. I mean, anywhere on social medias, happy to connect. Tony has my number. feel free to share, Tony, for anyone who's really serious about any of the opportunities that we have at the table. And of course, let me know how I can help you here in New York City, or if you see someone on LinkedIn that is friends with me and you're looking to connect with, happy to make those introductions. I believe in the power of community. I believe in the power of connecting, collaborating, and creating magic together. So thank you again, Tony.
Outstanding. And let me tell you something, man. When I tell you this lady is everywhere. If I don't see her on Clubhouse, I see her networking. She's always trying to make connections. I'm gonna tell you something. And I know y'all hear this over and over and over again. When people tell you to link up, man. Because this app is not gonna be around for long. Okay? Who knows when this app is going to end? So if you're not taking these conversations off of the app to win, I'm telling you right now, um, I'm just telling you guys, man, you got to make the connections. So let's get back to let's get back to it. I'm gonna do one more introduction. I see my brother Derek. Derek, can you give a quick introduction to who you are and what you do, please?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just here to support Derek Wixler in Central Pennsylvania, 17-year real estate agent turned Google business profile and local SEO agency. Here to support.
Outstanding, brother. And thank you for pulling up. It really means a lot to us for you to continue to support. And thank you for all of the love that you've been doing in our Facebook group. I have implemented some of the things in our Google profile to if you're trying to get your Google on Fleck, I think that's what they call it. Am I saying it right, y'all? On Fleck?
Bleep.
Hit up my brother Derek, okay, to actually win. Are you guys excited, man? It's Tuesday, man. It is Taco Tuesday. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are ready to turn up, because I want to be the sunshine instead of the darkness, man. I'm tired of people telling people to stop doing stuff, man. I just feel like, listen, it does not matter where you at. You have the power to change your trajectory, man. It only takes a decision. That one thing that you could do by putting your finger on and asking a question might be something that, if you implement it, might be the change that you need to put you on the trajectory to change. Okay, so here's what we're going to do before we get the next section going. Okay, right now, what I would like for you guys to do is I want you to put the person that you love the most in your life in the chat right now. First name, not last name, just first name. Don't say my kids. Don't say my baby daddy. Okay, put the first name of the person, the first person that comes to mind that you love the most in the chat. I want everybody to do this with the 48 people here right now. Okay. Okay. Stephanie, Punky, Anaya, okay, Gail, Jordan, God. Okay, who else? The first person, okay, okay, that's alive, living and breathing. Brooke, McGinna, Ian Jensen said, Anthony Glenn, thank you. I knew you love me the most. Ian, I appreciate you, brother. All right, I love you too, brother, baby. Now, who put it in the chat, the names that you love. Here's the question: the people that you putting in the chat right now, do you want those people to inherit your procrastination on making financial decisions right now? Do you want that person? Do you want Brooke? Okay, all of these people that you're putting in the chat, do you want them to end? Do you want them to be a victim of your non-decision making? And if the answer is no, you have to do it for somebody above yourself. Now, when I tell you guys to hit the link above my head and subscribe to the YouTube channel, look at my friends on stage right now. Otis, CC Realtor, Zap, Ian, Ice, Ronnie, Alberto, Ashley, Ellis, Michael, David, Will, Derek. This is a multi-million-dollar stage right now. You guys are in a digital networking event right now, and you have an opportunity to ask questions. So here, who's going to have the courage to ask a question right now about real estate?
I have a question,
Jump
Tony.
in.
Okay, so I had like a kind of weird situation. The last time I owned a home was about 10 years ago. Um, it went into foreclosure because of health, because I had health reasons, so I wasn't able to, work or whatever. But the house ended up being bought before it went into foreclosure, so it only registered as a foreclosure for about a month, right? My problem is that I used the VA loan to purchase the home, and it was my second time that I had used it.
Okay.
Um, but there was roughly about $23,000 difference between what the real estate company paid for the house, and I guess the money that would be like money that I owed. But I've gotten so many different answers. That's what's kind of really kept me from moving forward or even trying to use my VA loan again.
Okay, do you want to? Who wants to jump in on that? I got a couple of VA loan experts, including myself, but I want to yield the mic to Ian, Jensen, Alberto, Sierra. Who wants to jump in? Otis, anybody want to jump in on that? She purchased a property. You did go through the entire foreclosure process, correct?
No, it never made it because what happened is a tree fell on the house like 2 or 3 days prior to it going to foreclosure. In that process of the mortgage company uh, getting the house fixed, a real estate company came in and purchased the home for like 84,000 when my purchase
It,
price was about 124.
do you? Okay, so okay, so do you still own the property?
No,
Okay, now so you're free and clear from the property.
yes,
Okay, here's okay. Ian, do you want to jump in? Alberto, you want to jump in? Anybody want to? And I see people. I see the Facebook group bubbling up, and I'm gonna go through those questions. Thank you guys for commenting on that. And then, Ian, can you do me a favor? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you put the Facebook group at the top? We're gonna change that out. That way, you guys can click in there and start asking questions there. It's a little bit more user friendly to do it on the Facebook group. So if you guys want to, I'm gonna change the link out, and I want you to jump in and answer that question regarding foreclosures and the VA loan. Okay. Anybody want to jump in?
So if the home Albert Ramos here. So if the home was going to be foreclosed, that's actually one, what the VA home loan it really is, right? It's there to provide you protection. So if you were about to foreclose on the home, the VA actually covers up to 25% of that when you are about to go, into those circumstances that you cannot actually pay for the home. So I guess, and each individual case is very unique. So I guess there will have to be more questions, because obviously the tree fell on the actual home. So did the actual foreclosure process already started by the time that the tree fell on the home, or it was about to start?
okay. So what was going on is they were attempting to foreclose, and I showed up at every court case, at every hearing, and they kept extending it. But that last extension in between that's when the tree fell on the house from a storm.
Did you
And so
notify the VA that the bank was trying to foreclose on the home, or
yes,
was
I
it?
was speaking to them, yeah. And
What was
I've
their
even
response?
um they told me to try, just pretty much to try to continue making the mortgage payments. I really didn't like the mortgage company wouldn't even help me until I stopped making mortgage payments, because they wouldn't at that time they were doing what is that, the program, HUD, I mean, is it not
Yes.
HUD, NACA. I went through the NACA program trying to get the mortgage, lessened, and they had only lessened it by $100. So, but it never went through the court full foreclosure process.
Okay, got you. I appreciate that information. And what happened? What happened after the tree fell on the home? What did the bank do?
The mortgage company, they fixed the house and sold it to that real estate company.
Okay, so they took possession of the
Yeah,
home so they did foreclose on the home,
Mm-hmm.
it never.
correct?
No, and that's what I'm
Let me
saying.
let me
Like
let
it
me let
was
me
like,
let me answer this real quick. So for the sake of time, okay. So here's what
uh,
you're gonna do. Okay, you see down in the bottom, in the chat feature, you see 760-385-8211. That number. You see that number down at the
yes,
bottom in the chat? You text me when and your name to 760-385-8211. And then what we're gonna do, instead of being subjective, we're going to look at your scenario, pull your VA entitlement, and then see. Just because you have a VA a foreclosure does not necessarily mean that you do not qualify, because you might have entitlement left. So what he's talking about is that in the event that you did a $100,000 loan, the VA is going to insure 25% of that of the foreclosure. So if it's $100,000, the insurance will cover 25,000, and then whatever you have remaining left, that will be subtracted to your subtracted from your entitlement, and then you have to document. You might have entitlement left. So the only way we're going to be able to figure that out, the foreclosure process did go all the way through because you do not have the property anymore. You don't have possession anymore. So but you can utilize that. Remember, okay, so let me ask you this question. Is it a problem or is it a challenge?
A challenge.
Do you accept the challenge?
I do.
Okay, what happens after, if you take a test and you pass, you get promoted, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you have a challenge that you have to accept. What is the challenge? The challenge is that you have a foreclosure. You accept the challenge of buying another property because that's the end state. Because what we're doing is we're dumping the puzzle out, guys. You dump the puzzle pieces out. It doesn't matter about the labor pains. You just want the baby. Okay, but the only way we're going to be able to do it is that you got to, in order to put the puzzle pieces together, you got to dump the box. What? Got to dump the pieces. What?
Out.
You got to dump the pieces out on the table and then move them around until you have the picture, which is purchasing another property. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a free consultation. We'll pull your VA eligibility. Okay. We're going to see what you have left. And then we're going to reverse engineer what you have to do. Now, in the event that you want to do your VA home loan again, and you want to use 100% financing and you can't, there's other loan products that are similar to it that you can utilize. Bank of America has one. NACA has one. Depending on where you're living at. Where do you live?
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, so we just need to figure out, get your entitlement. We're never going to tell anyone no, okay? I don't care what anybody do. If you commit to us, we will help you. Do you accept the challenge?
I do.
We got you, sister. Text the number, text WIN, okay, to 760-385-8211. And a lot of people are in this scenario. They want the answer. They just don't know how to get around it. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a free roadmap, whether it take 1 month, 10 months, 12 months, and we're going to figure out what we need to do. And as long as you follow the blueprint, you will be a real estate investor. Okay? We got you.
All right. Thank you.
So don't you feel good? Doesn't that make you feel good?
Yes, it does. I'm actually smiling.
And I'm going to tell you why, man, because the banks don't give a damn. All they care is about what's your credit score. You either approved or not approved. They don't tell you guys about the interest rate. They don't tell you that you can buy your interest rate down. They don't tell you that you can prepay principal. We want to help people who want help. Okay? So I'm glad that you did that. Text that number. Text WIN and your name. So to 760-385-8211. And if there's anyone else in that scenario that they want help and they just need a roadmap, we will help you. But I'm going to tell you, if it's difficult, we can only tell you what you need to do. If you have the information, now it's going to be up to you to do the work. Okay. Right now, everybody put do the work in the chat right now, because this is why we're here. We're here to help people. All right. So thank you for having the courage to do that. And for those of you who are in the listening lounge, this is what it's about, bro. A lot of people are just discrediting people that really want to help themselves. They just don't know what to do. It's easy, guys. Listen, put a timeline behind it. Say it's not a problem. It's a challenge. Accept the challenge and get the freaking work. I cannot expect the same success. Some of y'all have more talent, but are getting outworked. Let that sink in. Stop allowing people with less talent outwork you. The reason why people are making more money is because they are putting in the work. And guess what? Putting in the work, it's starting with an idea and seeing it all the way through. Anybody want to jump in, man? I don't know about y'all, man, but I feel like I'm on fire today, man. I just feel like something is in my spirit. I don't know, man. I think there's going to be a substantial amount of change in this room today, guys. And I feel like, stop fear-mongering, man. Don't allow people's perception of you keep you from winning, man. Because guess what? If you're in environments to tell you, oh, the market's going to crash. Oh, you're not going to do this. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have enough time to get your ass up earlier. You ain't got enough time. Get up earlier. Some of y'all are going to sleep with the idea in your head. And you're not planting the seed. Well, if you're invested in doubt, you're going to get doubt. If you're investing in procrastination, you're going to get procrastination. What you get is what you earn. You cannot expect to be a millionaire with a thousandaire thoughts. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm keeping it real. You'll never get to where I am not committing yourself to getting to where you need to be. There's no way that you're going to get in shape thinking about the gym. Let me do a quick room reset, man. Who else wants to jump in, man? Because I feel like this is where the work starts at. Anybody have any questions or any value to add to the conversation?
Hi, Tony. I just want to thank you. I love, love, love what you're saying, and you're honestly inspiring me to even just speak up. So I am actually in insurance, right? Like property insurance. So when I heard, I believe her name was Madame, her story and how this tree fell on her home and how, basically she's going into foreclosure about it, I definitely had some questions regarding like her case with the insurance company. Because from, my understanding and my studying, you always have to have a big enough lump sum in your insurance policy to cover your home's entire rebuild. So did the insurance not cover it? And this is more a question for Madame. And again, thank you for opening this room and letting us speak and bring value.
I can answer that. So the actually my homeowner's insurance had gotten canceled because it was the second time. It was like first a tree fell on the house. They had to replace
Okay.
the entire roof, and then my house got broken into like about a year and a half later. And
Okay.
after that, dropped the insurance. So I had the homeowner's insurance from the mortgage company. So that's why the mortgage company was doing the repairs.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing and also opening up. I do want to let you know, just for your future home, whenever you have a situation like that, talk to your mortgage company and let them know that you want to get outside insurance. And if you can, talk to multiple insurers and see like, hey, do you guys have claim forgiveness? How does it work if I end up submitting however many claims in my state with you guys? These type of things will let you know if an insurance company will do that and after how many claims will they cancel your policy. And also if that claim forgiveness is in there, you can get deductibles off of your you can get discounts off of your deductible. And with some insurance companies, if you bundle everything, they actually only make you pay one deductible, whether it's with your car, with your home, or maybe you have an incident with both. So just for your future, knowing.
And
Thank
and
you.
and, and ladies and gentlemen, that's what she. You know what I like about that? She gave information and she did not expect anything in return. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys like that, man, because this is what we're here to do, man. Listen, you want to make more money, help more people. Very simple concept. You want to you know something, okay? You want to die with the information or you want to share with other people so other people can build. You never know how that blessing is going to show up, man. It's going to show up. I'm telling you, man, listen to me. If I could tell you anything, listen to me. If you guys are looking at my face, I'm going to look right in the camera. Look, listen. You want to make a buttload of money? Help people. You want to make money in abundance. You want your dreams to be fulfilled. You want to feel value. Your value is not how much money you have or how much things that you have. Your value is how much you help other people get there as well. Being a bridge builder. Okay. Think about this. Let's think about this real quick. The seed is reserved for the farmer, not the harvester. What does that mean? Somebody jump in and tell me what that means. The seed is reserved for the farmer, not the harvester. What does that mean? Somebody tell me what that means. Anyone? In your own interpretation, what does that mean?
The harvest goes to market, but the seeds get replanted for the next phase, next season.
Okay. What else?
Hey,
That's
Anthony, this entrepreneur, it's for the farmer because the farmer is the one that has to do the work to get the seeds planted. The harvester is the one that junk comes and collects after everything is already done. That's how I interpret it.
okay. That's a good way to interpret it. Anybody else?
I take it as once you plant your seed and everything, then you got to put in the work of that seed in order for it to grow and in order for it to harvest and come out to be beautiful. So that's my input on it.
That was very romantic. Oh man. Listen, don't overthink it, man. Okay. The, the farmer, okay. The farmer has a bunch of seeds, right? Yes or no? The farmer has a lot of seeds. You can have one farmer, and if I'm a farmer and everybody is a seed, now correlate that to information. Right now, I'm planting seeds. I'm planting seeds, and we're planting seeds in everybody that's hearing this, right? Your words are seeds. You plant the seeds that I plant create what? What comes out of the ground? The
A
trunk.
harvest.
The trunk. The trunk then comes what? The leaves. The leaves then comes what? The fruit. The harvester is the fruit. The fruit doesn't matter. The tree matters because it produces the fruit. So the reason why the farmer becomes the farmer and he has in abundance is because he's feeding multiple people. Man, this might be a little bit too deep for y'all, man. Let me bring it back a little bit. The reason why people have in abundance is because they give in abundance. You're not going to get blessed with a lot of money unless you're helping a lot of people. You're not going to get blessed with a lot of, and this is another thing too. You have a lot of challenges in your life. It's probably because he's giving you those challenges for you to be a testimony to someone who can't see their way through. So when you go through everything, anything that you're doing, whether it's real estate, if you got $100,000 problem and you're stressed out about that, how are you going to handle a $10 million problem? It's not a problem. It's a what?
Challenge.
And you have to accept the what?
The opportunity.
You have to accept the challenge for the opportunity to pass the what? The test. You're never going to get promoted past the test unless you accept the challenge for the opportunity for growth. So what I'm telling you guys is this, man. You don't have enough money. It's a challenge. Face it. It's going to give you wisdom. That wisdom is going to set somebody up for success. You have a lot of seeds, plant them. Plant your ideas. You don't worry about the results. You can't see the results from the seed. You plant it, you work on it, you plant multiple seeds. The harvester's only there to eat. They're not helping anyone. They're helping themselves. So if you have information, you have an idea, you have a challenge that you're facing, come up and bring it to the stage and talk to people, because somebody, I promise you, that challenge, having that courage to answer that question in this space is going to allow somebody else to benefit from that. Any questions before we move on? Because I want to get to these last couple of things, guys. I didn't want to get on a subliminal thing, but you probably don't have any money because you're not helping anyone. You're focusing on yourself versus focusing through it. If you focus at the problem, you're never going to get past it. But if you focus through it, just like the rain, I know beyond a reasonable doubt, if it's raining outside, it's what you can look at the rain as, oh, it's gloomy outside. Or you can look at the rain of washing away some things to make growth. Every time it rains outside, it prevents it washes away the old and it makes opportunity for new. So anytime you have pressure, challenges, money issues, challenges, if you look at it as an opportunity, you can never, ever, ever lose. You lose when you quit. Okay. And I want to be the sunshine in people, because I'm so tired of people hearing people say, oh my God, the market is dying. I'm never going to get out of this. You're going to die with debt. You're going to die feeling like you can't accomplish anything, and you're going to die with regret. Right now, let me show you how committed people are. Here's a challenge that you got to accept. Right now, I want to see 45 people in the chat right now. Tell me one thing that you've been procrastinating on doing, that you have to do. You know that you have to do it. Have some courage right now to put it in the chat. Let's see who has the courage. Who has the courage to put what they need to do in the chat right now? I want to see time management, okay? Buying a property, making a plan for digital product. Who's next? I should see 45 of them. If you're not willing to type it in the chat to a stranger that you don't know, you're not willing to make a change. Okay, finish my business plan. Okay, what's next? Okay, I got 4 out of the 46 people here. Who else? Create a course. Okay, bookkeeping. Who else? Find a mentor. Who else? Finance construction. Okay, good. Who else? Publishing my book. Consulting business. Okay, who else? See, that's proof right there. We got 45 people here right now, and only 10 people are committed to proving that they got stuff that they're procrastinating on. Okay. Now, the reason why I wanted to say that and do that is because if you're not committed to write it down, you're not committed to making a timeline to get it done. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. If you don't know if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. It's simple, right? It takes commitment. Here's what I want you guys to do. Everybody that put in their chat, you're going to write down when you're going to finish it and commit yourself to doing it. Okay? You got to measure and ride in a timeline to do it. Now, I'm guilty of that. All right? I'm guilty of it too. So let's get back to the negotiation strategy. You guys still with me? Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are uncomfortable right now. I want to make you uncomfortable because that's what it takes, man. It's uncomfortable to get up early in the morning. It's uncomfortable to start your business. It's uncomfortable to invest in real estate. It's uncomfortable to not listen to everybody. But the higher you go up at the success ladder, you got to stop listening to other people and believe in yourself. Man, I don't know if
Oh,
y'all picking up what I'm putting down, man.
Tony, Anthony, this is Z, and I just want to, just say thank you and thanks for saying that. Right, I had an epiphany moment because I've, I guess I just have behaved somewhat like a puppet in my life, and I realized that other people were defining me, and I was letting every rotten thing that somebody said to me actually get under my skin, and I let it define who I was. And so I'm in the process right now of purging and redefining myself for my own self. And so I just want to say that just like making a choice or a decision, every time I didn't make a decision, or, I'm just going to put it like that, or every time I chose something, those things they made the choice for me. So if I'm not defining who I am and every day being thankful for the woman that I am becoming, then other people are going to define me every day. People I interact with will say offhanded thing or whatever it is. So that is a really big deal to me, enough for me to come off my mic and say, wow, guys, people, if you're listening and you haven't had that epiphany moment, it's very powerful and humbling to realize, I've got work to do. So thank you, Anthony. Thanks.
I
Thanks,
love
guys.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Z. And then Sierra, did you want to jump in? I saw you come off mic. And Z, thank you for sharing that because, everybody come off mic right now. Everybody on stage, if you're on stage right now, unmute your mic and I want you to repeat after me. Everybody on stage, unmute your mic, unmute your mic, unmute your mic. Let's unmute your mic. I see the little red mics coming off mic, and I want y'all to say, I commit
I
I
I
commit
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 I
I commit
commit
to change today.
to
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 change
change
today.
today.
to
Today.
change
Okay.
today.
If you believe that, the reason why, because stop, I'm not gonna believe what you what I want to believe. I believe what people show me, not what they tell me. If you commit to changing today and you said it, then you spoke it with your mouth. And the reason why it's not for people to hear it is for you to hear it yourself. The reason why you speak things out is because you need to hear it yourself, not others. Okay? And some of y'all you have the ability to change. Some of y'all are Michael Jordan, but nobody knows it. Right? You're scared to tell people your ideas because you don't want to be held accountable. And that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, if you say I want to lose weight, well, believe it, do it. Get to work. Write it down, read it, and then go all in. Commit yourself to doing it. If it's getting a piece of real estate, get it done. Okay? Put a timeline behind it and get to work. There's no other way around it. And you might learn something. Who wants to jump in, man? The mic's open because we're going to give these examples and then we're going to shut down the room, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. Let me do a quick room reset and then I'm gonna go back to these two examples. Brother Ice, are you there? Ian, are you there?
I'm here,
Yes,
but
sir.
I got an appointment at the bottom of the hour, Tony.
Okay, I'm gonna run through this. I'm gonna run through this scenario, and we're gonna run this example of why interest rates don't matter. I appreciate you guys rocking out. You guys are in the Winning Real Estate House today. We're talking about interest rates don't matter. They do not matter, guys. They do not matter. We're gonna give you two negotiation strategies. Number one is a concessions rule. We're leveraging money to buy down the interest rate. That is the easiest way. And the other way, we're going to talk about prepaying principal, and we're going to be doing a little bit of math. So put a 1 in the chat right now if you got your pen, because we're going to be We're going to be rolling like a honey bun through this scenario. We want to make sure you guys be able to pick it up. And the replays will be above my head. Above my head, if you click the link above my head, join the Facebook group. This replay will be there. So if you have your pen, we're going to walk you through how to prepay principal. We're going to give you an example of the medium home price. And then we're also going to use $500,000 as an example at today's interest rate of 8%. So right now, everybody put $500,000 and 8%. And for those of you, I don't know if we even following anymore. I don't even care about the followers. I just want to get this information out to you guys. I want you guys to run through this scenario. We're going to give you 2 fundamental examples. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about what we're going to talk about for the next 2 topics? We're going to talk about buying down the interest rate and how it works. We're going to give another example of the numbers that the bank uses. Okay. And then my brother, Don, and I are going to give you fundamental examples of how it works. Put a 2 in the chat if you got your pen, because I hope you guys are picking this up. I guarantee you're not going to learn it anywhere else but how we break it down. We're going to give you the example. Everybody put $500,000 in the chat right now. And the interest rate that we're going to actually, let's use 6.25, 30-year fixed 6.25 interest rate. 30-year fixed, 500,000. 6.25 interest rate. All right. Let's rock and roll. Don, you want to I'm going to change the link, okay? And then we're going to utilize this example. We're going to use 2 examples. We're going to use 6.25 and 30-year fixed interest rate and $500,000 purchase price, okay? 6.25 is pretty low, but we're going to use this as an example so you guys can put this in your toolbox to kind of give you an example. We're going to walk you step by step. So I hope you guys are paying attention. And if not, click the link above my head, join the Facebook group, and this example will be in there. Any questions before we get started? Any questions or comments before we rock out? All right, Don, brother Don, you wanna go ahead and kick it off, and I'll let's Batman and Robin this thing. You ready to go?
All right, well, here you go, Tony. You've got a $500,000 mortgage at 6.25. Your payment is $3,078 and change.
Okay,
Okay.
right there. Put 3,078. Okay, in the chat. Okay, pay attention to what we're talking about. Okay, because 3,079 is actually, we're going to round up because it's some change. So 3,079 is going to be your principal and interest payment. Okay.
Okay.
Now, are we going to
So
utilize the calculator so people can see it or no? Do you have time for that, or you want me to do it or no?
Oh yeah, I'm using the amortization calculator.
Okay. Do you want me to pin the link at the top? What interest calculator do you want us to use? You want to use ours, or you want to use the one that you showed me?
Yeah, you want to use Brett Whistle so you can see. You want to actually see the numbers. So it's I'll put the I will copy and paste it here and put it in the chat. This is the one we're using.
Ian, can you put we're going to put it at the top so you guys got this. I'm telling you, this is going to blow your mind. If you're not paying attention to this, you're going to take an L. You need to follow step by step of what we're talking about. I'm going to walk through it and explain it with him. So we're going to show you how much money that you're spending, and we're going to do a little bit of math. Okay. All right. So brother Daniel, rock out.
All right. So here's what we got, folks. If you have this mortgage, your payment is we're rounding it up to $3,079. The very first payment on this, $474 is credited to principal. $474 credited to principal. $2,604 is credited to interest out of your payment. Okay.
Okay, can we talk about how we got there? Let's go through this calculator so we can actually do it real time. Okay, so click the link above my head, and we're gonna walk you guys through this scenario, and then and I want you guys to follow along. So right now, if you click the link above my head, you will see that's the wrong calculator, Ian.
Right, you want the one that I've got in the chat.
Okay.
I can put it in. I can put it up there if you want.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, you in here. That's
All
why
right.
you're here.
There you go.
Good.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay, so everybody click
Okay.
that link above my head, and we're going to go through this, and we're going to tell you where to look at. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to follow along with this. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't care. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to follow along, because we're going to tell you step by step and show you with an amortization calculator. You got to do this, okay? All right. So the principal, tell me what the feeling, brother. I got the amortization calculator up. You're going to utilize me as an example, and then we're going to go step by step. Let's go. Can y'all hear me?
You giving us some cash? You give us some cash so that to give us an incentive to
Oh, we
purchase
missed
this property.
you were on mute when you were talking. What? So right now I
Okay.
got the amortization schedule up. It says principal, interest, payments per year. Tell me
All
what
right.
to fill out.
All right. You're putting $500,000 where it says principal.
Okay, 500,000. I'm gonna tell you when I got it. I got it.
You got 6.25 where it says interest rate.
6.25. 6.25. Got it.
All right. You're putting a check mark where it says show amortization schedule.
I'm putting a check mark where it says show amortization schedule. I got it. Payments per year. What am I putting in there?
No, you don't have to change any of that.
Okay, keep that the
That's
same.
it defaults at 12.
Yep.
And number of payments 360.
Okay, and that's 30 years, right?
Right.
So balloon payment and payment amount should be 0, correct?
Payment amount, balloon payment and payment amount should be 0. But when you click calculate, you'll get a payment of $3,078.59.
Now let me tell you where that's at. Okay, if you look at payment amount in that calculator, it's going to show right underneath the 360, $3,078.59. Okay, now what do I do next?
All right. If you want to know, so what are we doing, Tony? Do we have an amount of money that we're working with? You're showing what happens if you prepay?
No, what I'm going to show them is the monthly payment difference between a interest rate of 6%, 6.25, and 5%. Let's do those two first things, and then we're going to go into how I want you to show them how much just one monthly payment, how much money is going to cost on the amortization schedule.
All right, so now we're going to do a second one. I've duplicated that tab, and I'm putting in the exact same thing that you told me before, but now this one on this tab with the calculator, I'm putting it in 5%. And now I'm going to remove the payment in the payment amount, and then I'm going to calculate that. Now I've got two amortization schedules, one at 5%, one at 6.25%.
Okay.
Okay. The first payment is $3,078. And we're going to put that in the calculator if you want to see the difference. $3,078.59. I'm going to subtract from that my other payment of $2,684.11. $2,684.11. That's a difference in payment, Anthony, of $394. $394.48. That's the difference between the two payments. What do you want to know next?
Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to show, can you explain right now what people need to look at? Give them the game on the prepaid principal. Just give them a little bit of sauce, and keep it quick, because I don't want to get too technical, but I just want to show people how much interest you're paying. Now, let me explain what interest is real quick. Interest is the cost of borrowing money. Okay? That means that the bank is going to lend you money, and they're going to charge you for the money that you borrowed 360 times. Okay? Now, principal is what you actually borrowed. So the principal balance is $500,000. The interest is at 6.25%. That's what they're charging you month over month. Okay. Now go ahead. It's on you.
All right. For the first two, we're only going to take a look at the first 2 months. at the 6.25, Anthony. And so the very first payment here, let's call it January, $474.42 is credited to principal. 2,604.17 goes to interest. So you can now see how much principal you would pay next month. We're still in January, and if you look at payment number 2, the payment is $476.89 on line 2.
Pause right there. Now put a 1 in the chat if you guys know where he's looking at. Put a 2 in the chat if you're lost. Put a 1 in the chat if you know where he's looking at. Put a 2 in the chat if you are lost. I need to know if you guys understand where he's looking at. Okay, it's okay if you don't know where it's at. Okay, see, this is the reason why I do this, Don. See, Lisa.
I
Okay,
see one.
yes, this is the reason why I do
Okay.
this. Is because when you start talking numbers and you start moving fast, it gets lost. Okay, so right now,
We're looking at the loan. We're looking at the loan that is 6.25, and we're looking at payment number 1 and payment number 2.
let me tell you where to find that. Let's recap real quick. All right. What we did is at the top of my head, click the link above my head. Lisa, are you on stage? Lisa, come to the stage, please. I don't want you to leave
Yeah,
here without you here.
yeah, I'm going back and forth screen. So yeah, I'm here.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Tell me what you see right now on your screen. And then we're going to walk you step by step so you do not leave here without this information. Is that okay?
Yeah, now we're talking about the link at the top with the calculator.net, the mortgage calculator, correct?
Is it the one that's at the top of my head? Don't use any other mortgage calculator. Use the one that we have above
It's
my head.
Yeah, that's
BrettWhistle.net.
the link I clicked.
Are you using that one?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you see on your screen.
The mortgage calculator, home price, down payment, loan term.
Okay, tell me what you have in those fields.
Right now it's the 500,000, no down payment, loan term 30 years at
She's looking at the
6.25.
wrong one.
I'm
She's got
looking
the
at the
wrong
wrong
one.
one.
No,
Yep.
no, but Don, just wait. I got it, man. Just give me 1 second because I want people to hear this.
Okay.
And it's okay. The way that I educate is that we don't go to a step further until everybody understands. Okay. So it's okay. I don't want you to feel nervous or rushed or anything. I want you to see this because once it clicks for you, it's going to help. Because see, I was that kid in class when people were like, carry the 3 minus the 1 and subtract the 2. And I just kicked the desk over so I get suspended. All right. So I'm with you, sister. Okay. So is it at the top of your screen, does it say amortization calculator? Almost any data field on the form may be calculated. Is that what you see?
No, hold on.
Okay. Okay. What you're going to do above my head, there's a link.
Okay, let me go back to the link then.
Erase all of that out and click that link above my head. Don't use any other calculator besides the one that we're using right now. Tell me when you're there and tell me what you see.
Hold on. Oh, there it goes.
There you go. Tell me what you see.
The amortization calculator principal right now it has 100,000, so I need to change it.
Okay.
You said it's 500,000.
Put 500,000 in there. Yes. Next.
Okay.
It should say payment in years. Do you see that?
Yes, 12.
Yep. Keep that the
Number of
same.
regular payments 360.
Yep. Put
Annual interest
6.25
rate
inch.
6%.
Okay. And now click that button that says leave the balloon payment. It shouldn't be nothing in there. And then it should say show amortization schedule. Click that box. You got it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And
Now
then calculate.
push calculate and tell me what number comes into the payment amount.
Now, real quick, the annual interest rate was 6% or 6.25?
6.25.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Hey, that's what we do, man. You know? Calculate.
Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah. I got it. I see it.
Okay. Now tell me what you see. What number do you see in the payment amount at the top?
Are you talking about the regular payment amount?
Yes.
$3,078.59.
Hey, all right, you with us? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Okay, now what I want you to do is underneath that, it's going to say summary. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now we're going to go underneath that and you're going to see payment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 360. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're on the same sheet of music. Let's go, baby. All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah. Stop right there. Now we're gonna go through this now. Over to you, brother Don.
All right. So payment number one, $474.42. Of that money is credited to principal. And out of that same payment, 2,604.17 goes to interest. How fair do you guys think that is?
It's not fair at all. Let me can I tag team with you if you don't mind?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so check this out. Payment one says 474. Principal payment is what you're paying down. So if you go all the way down to the right hand corner, you will see principal balance. That means that you've only paid $474, goes down on what you borrowed, and $2,604.17 goes to interest. Which is bigger? The principal payment, you paying down what you borrowed, or you paying more money in interest? More money in interest. Do y'all see that? I just want to stop right there because when you're paying down the loan and you pay your interest rate, that part right there, the principal and interest payment, when you see it broken down like this, you say, "Dang, man, I borrowed $500,000 and my first payment of $3,078, only $474 is paying back what I borrowed, and $2,604 is going towards the bank. The bank is making $2,000 for me to borrow $474. That's crazy. Keep going, brother.
If you're interested in the percentages, 85% of your payment is going to interest. Only 15% of your payment is paying down the loan, going to principal. 85 versus 15. So we can turn that around. Here's how we turn it around. You make payment number one, let's say that's in January. Now, what is February's principal payment? As you look at the schedule, you can see it's $476.89. And here's my question. Do I have to wait till February to give the bank this additional $476.89? Do I have to
Absolutely
wait?
not. So
Okay.
I could pay my
Go ahead,
3,800.
Tony.
I could pay my $3,078, and then I can write a check for $476.89, and that's going to save me $2,600 in interest.
Yep. If you take a look at payment number two, you give that money to the bank, that all of that money goes to principal. And if you look at the principal payment, you're paid down to $499,048.69. That means your next mortgage payment for February is now on line 3. So for 476.89, you skip to line 3 and you save $2,601.70 in interest you never have to pay.
That right there, man, is this is what we wanted to show you guys. Like, we're not even going to go any further, man. We don't have time for that. But I just wanted to show you guys
Okay?
how strategic principal payments can save you a lot of money. Now, if you had $1,000, right? If you took you made your first mortgage payment, and let's just say, brother Don, looking at this now, for those of you who are joining this space, look at what if I wrote $1,000 check after my first mortgage payment. How much money would that save me? $1,000.
$1,000 approximately. Well, if you write $1,000, it'll be approximately $1,400 in interest savings, approximately.
Bingo. So as you guys are looking at this amortization schedule, principal is what you owe. Interest is the cost of borrowed money. Cumulative principal is basically how much reoccurring money you paid down on your loan. Cumulative interest is how much collective interest you're paying to the bank. Now, let me ask you another question. What if I wrote a check for $5,000 after my first mortgage payment? How much money would that save me?
Okay. So if we're looking at this, Tony, that would, if you take a look at cumulative principal and look at line 12, that gives you $5,859 and a penny. If you were to prepay that, you would knock out 11 payments you'll never have to make, and it would save you over $30,000 in interest.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all just got some game. Look, this is very easy to read. Look at the calculator, right? I mean, look at the interest, and we're not even going to go any deeper on that because we got to go. And shout out to the 17 people that are here right now, the 24 hearts and thumbs up on Twitter Spaces and everything else. But we wanted to show you guys this, and I'm gonna give you guys one more example. And listen, we're gonna unpack this more. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys like this calculator, because you can see how much money you can save. And I'm going to show you guys where to look at, okay? When you're looking at the amortization schedule, if you strategically make payments, this is just like 15% of the information that you're going to get by joining the Facebook group above my head. And we're going to show you how to save money when you buy properties. Now, I need to go back to my screen, the screen that I had up. Okay. Now, are there any questions on stage right now regarding what you just saw? Any questions? I got my guy in here messing up my swagoo. Okay. There it is right there. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Tony. I've got an appointment.
Okay. Got you, brother. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Okay. So listen, guys, look, the amortization schedule, when you have it up, if I take $5,000 check and I wrote it after my first mortgage payment and I put it towards the principal, if you look at line 12, month 12, that would save me $31,000 of bank interest payments. $5,000 will save me $31,000. Do y'all understand that? The bank can't charge me that because I owe less. They can only charge you interest on what you owe. So if you owed $494,140, that's on line 12. And I wrote a check for $5,859. That's going to help me go over to cumulative interest, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. It's going to save me all of that interest that I have to pay, $2,600 of interest payments that they charge me each and every month. That $5,000 check will save me $31,000, guys. Y'all see that? It's right here. It's right in your face. All you got to do is look at line 12, look at the cumulative interest at $31,000. Okay. That would drop me down next mortgage payment is on line 13. So that means that my next mortgage payment will be on line 13. I skip all of the cumulative interest, which is what the bank is charging me, and I go automatically down to 13, and I skip $2,600 per month approximately in interest payments. Any questions about the amortization schedule?
All right, question, Anthony. So let me ask you this. So I make that $5,000 payment now on my second month, and I do understand as far as the amount of $30,000 that I have saved, which is absolutely awesome. Now, what about the third month? And I still, because now every month I still got a payment, or I don't have to make another payment until later. But I still got that third month. I still got to make my mortgage payment, right?
Yes. So that third month, you still are on the hook for whatever your whatever your monthly payment, you are responsible for that.
Right.
However,
Okay.
the bank can't charge you interest because you don't owe the same amount. So they're going to charge you interest on what you owe. That's how the amortization schedule works. So that means that if I wrote a check for $5,959, if you look at payment number 12, you'll see and go over to the cumulative principal. Okay, that means the principal is what you did with
Right.
right. The principal is what is the principal? The principal is what you initially borrowed, the $500,000. So that means that on month 2, I will owe $494,140. That
Right.
basically means that I skipped them charging me $2,600 a month
Right.
for 11
Okay.
months by writing a check for $5,859.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
I have a question, Tony. This is Brandon.
Yes, sir.
Now the first payment, if you make the first payment of $5,859, would they still charge you the first month? Wouldn't they still charge you the 2604 for the interest for the first month?
So to answer that question, brother Ice, you want to jump in? I'll answer it. If you do that, right? If you wrote a check for the $2,600 and whatever you have left over, typically they'll put it in an escrow account, right? Because they won't know where to point the money at. But if you wrote a check or you put a down payment, if your mortgage is, you make your first mortgage payment and then you wrote a check for $5,000, then before that next payment is due, they're going to charge you. The amortization schedule is going to charge you based off of what you owe. So you're going to owe less. You're going to pay less interest. Did I answer your question?
Okay, I think yeah, but I think Mike, okay. So you're saying make the first payment and then in addition
Pay the five.
before the next month is write the check for 5,000. Okay, okay, that clears it up. Yeah, thank you.
Tony.
Yes.
So that was Brandon. Hey, Brandon. So something I did personally on my own, like I'm a real estate agent, right? So what I did was I took the commission check from when I bought my personal property, and most mortgage companies they give you like a month between like the time you close and when you have your first payment. So what I did is as soon as I got my, commission check, like a couple days after we closed, I put it on the principal. So before we even started, my first payment was calculated, minus the commission check I dropped onto the purchase price.
Okay. So if he took 10,000, if he wrote a check for, let's just say that made his first payment. Payment number one. Y'all looking at the put a 1 in the chat if you guys are still looking at the amortization schedule. I want to make sure you see this because, okay, so let's just say that Ian wrote a check for 10 grand after his first mortgage payment, right? So that means that instead of 500,000, he made his first payment. So he's on month 2. And then on month 2, before his payment is due, he wrote a check for 10 grand. Boom. That 10 grand is going to drop him all the way down to payment 21. So that one payment that he made for 10 grand towards the principal, he now owes 489. That goes down to month 21. That 10 grand saved him $54,151 in interest payments. Now, before we get lost in translation, man, because I don't want to get too deep into that, I would play around with this calculator. Let me do the final reset. All right. The final reset. All right. I wanted to show that to you guys because, once Brother Don showed me this, man, my mind was blown. I'm looking at this I'm like, and he has a way more robust. This is just entry level stuff, and we're going to talk about that. If you guys want more information about how to read the amortization schedule, put a 1 in the chat because I'm gonna put a number in the chat. Okay, 760-385-8211. Okay, all right. We will give you a free example of how this works. Okay, and then text principal to that number. And then if you guys want to consult with us for free, okay, if you're interested in that, we'll break it down wave tops. Cause I know some of y'all are embarrassed and y'all don't want to answer questions. When people start, if you can't see it done real time and you don't know where you're going, it's going to be hard for you to understand it. But this is a good example. And I learned this from Brother Don. At first, I didn't believe it until he broke it down like this and I started seeing the numbers and I'm like, dang, I could save a lot more money by doing this. And we'll show you why that this is one of the examples of why the interest rate doesn't matter if you have a little bit of extra cash to start putting it towards principal. And he has a exclusive way to do that. And we'll talk more in depth about that. Now, let's go over this last scenario. Does anybody have any other questions before we go over? The next scenario will be a super easy scenario, and that's buying interest rate down. Okay, so now a lot of people don't they don't understand how this works, but I'm gonna give you guys a real example of how interest rates work. Okay. So put a 2 in the chat if you guys are ready for this example. And this is the last and final thing. Does anybody have any questions before we land the plane? Because this is the final thing that we're going to show today. Any questions so far? Anybody have any questions or any value to add to the conversation? No questions, man. I start talking math, man. People be like, I'm out. Any questions? No questions? No comments? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are in the winning real estate. We're talking about why interest rates don't matter. Shout out to all of the moderators that are here. We're going to give the final thing. Do me a favor right now. Above my head, there's a Facebook group, and we're going to be going through scenarios like this, and I'll put the calculator on the stage, and we will show you guys examples of how to do this. Now, I need one volunteer that's on stage right now. Can I get one volunteer for this next scenario that could add and subtract? You can use a calculator, and you can add and subtract. Any volunteers want to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
I'll do it.
Okay, Brandon and Alberto. Okay, we're going to utilize this example of an interest rate buy down, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. This is another example of how the interest rate does not matter. Okay, here's the example. Everybody put 500,000. Ian, can you post the example in the chat? And I'm going to walk him through it. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I'll put it up in the chat real quick.
Okay, now I'm going to put the Facebook. It says error on the Facebook group. Can y'all get in the Facebook group? If you click that link above my head, can you get in the Facebook group? Yes, I can see it. Okay, it goes directly to there. Here's the last example, buying the interest rate down and how it works. But you better be paying attention, guys. I need the people that are in the listening lounge. I need 10 more people on stage right now. I'm not going to give this example until I see that you're just not getting information from us and riding out. We want to know that you guys are participating. So before we land right now, I need 10 people to hit the clipboard down at the bottom right-hand corner and get on stage. Sabrina, thank you. I need 8 more people to raise their hand. Regina Dixon, thank you. Elisa, thank you. Man, y'all, I started talking about saving money, man. People be jumping on stage. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Karen, did you have a question?
No.
All right, let's rock out. So here's an example. Right now, Brandon, okay, you're going to do the first part, and I'm going to do the second part. Okay, Brandon, can you open up your mic and just stay off mute for me real quick?
Okay.
All right. Now, I want you to go to your calculator feature. What type of phone do you have? T-Mobile Sidekick or you got an iPhone?
No, I got an iPhone.
All right. Let's go, man. Some of y'all losing with that T-Mobile Sidekick. Let me know if y'all want me to cash app y'all some money so y'all can put some minutes on y'all phone. All right. All right, here we go. Put 500,000 in your calculator. Say
All
got
right.
it.
Got it.
Now I want you to hit the times symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to hit 1 and then the percent sign. That's the diagonal with the 2 circles. Some people get the percent sign and the divide sign mixed up and then push equals.
I got it. $5,000.
1% of $500,000 is 1% of $500,000 is $5,000. So here's a little bit of real estate trivia. All right. What would 2% of $500,000 be?
$10,000.
There you go. 10 grand. All right. Everybody rocking with me? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I just did. 1% of the purchase amount is considered a point in interest rate terms. Okay. So that means that 1% is, all I have to do is whatever I'm buying, I would take that amount and multiply times 1 and then push the percent sign. That's how much it's going to cost me to buy down an interest rate point. Now, a point. Now, 1 point. Who's that? That has a hot mic.
Yeah, I think I got his business card already. Is it George?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's George.
Okay, Ishman, you're not even paying attention, Jack. Okay, you about to we about to hear you buy the enemas over there at the All right, Ishman over there buying denture glue and stuff, man. We don't need to know that information, brother. All right. All right. So 0.25. Okay. And equals Okay, you're not going to do anything, but just listen. 0.25
Oh,
equals
okay.
1 point. Okay, so when I say points in interest rate, okay, just follow me with this. If I say 1 point, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean a 5% to a 4%. Okay, points are equivalent to 0.25. So when I say what is next down, if I do 0.25, what is a 6.25? What will be 0.25 down? What is 6.25 minus 0.25?
6%.
6%. There you go. Okay. So, and then down from there, Dave, what will be the next 0.25?
5.75.
There you go. All right. So the reason why I'm asking these guys to do this is because when I say points, people be thinking 6% to 5%. Don't worry. I was thinking the same way. Okay. So when I say 1 point of interest rates, that's 0.25. So that means a 6.25, it will cost me $5,000 to go from a 6.25 to a what?
To a 6%.
Okay, and then from a 6% to a 5.75, it would cost me $10,000. Okay, so that means 10 grand equates to 2 points. That means from a 6.25 to a 5.75. Now follow me with this. Look at the example in the chat. Okay, to buy down my interest rate from a 6.25 to a 5.75, it will cost me 10 grand. That means that my monthly payment difference will be $161. If I took $10,000 and I just reduced the price from a $500,000 property to a $490,000, that only changes my monthly payment by $60. So does it make more sense to take the money and lower the price by 10 grand to save you $60, or does it make sense to take the 10 grand and utilize it towards interest rate to save $161 a month? Which one would you do?
The interest.
Repeat that again. Repeat
Okay,
that again.
one more time all right, one more time. I had an opportunity to negotiate. Okay, these are the only two options. We're not talking about principal payments or anything extra. I got 10 grand from the seller. The seller said that you bought a property, you negotiated 10 grand. They said that they're going to give you a 10 grand credit to do whatever you want to. Your options are lower the price by 10 grand or buy your interest rate down.
You want to know what I would do?
I want you to tell me which one you would do, bro, not what you would do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wish you let me tell you what I would do. But, of course, if I don't have to spend the 10 grand out of my pocket, I'd rather take the 10 grand and pay down their interest rate because the 10 is not coming out of my pocket, the concessions. And I would just have to figure out another way to pay my closing. So, no, I would pay that right now.
There you go. And the reason why I said that, and make sure you guys follow Dave. We're only doing these two options because we got to land. We've been rocking out for 2 hours. So there's the example. Listen, it would take me to reduce the purchase price to $473,000. That means that I would have to negotiate $26,100 to lower my monthly payment by $161, guys. $26,000 to lower my monthly payment, $161. You take the money, you take the 10 grand, which is 2 points, and take that credit and buy your interest rate down to a 5.75. What that will reduce your monthly payment by $161. Now, does anybody have any questions or any value to add before we land the plane? Those are two examples, either prepaying principal payments or buying your interest rate down. There's a multitude of other options, but we wanted to show you guys this example to show you when you get property value. Now, everybody on stage, I want you guys to do this for me. I want you guys to unmute your mic and repeat after me. Unmute your mic. This is going to help you remember it. Unmute your mic. If you're on stage, unmute your mic, please. Okay. Okay. Price reduction
Price reduction
Reduction
is public.
is
It's
public.
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 Credits
Credits
Credit.
Credit
are private.
are private.
Okay, everybody go back on mute. Now, what does that mean, guys, for negotiation leverage? If I say price reduction is public and credits are private, what does that mean, Dave? Dave, you know where I'm going with this. What does that mean in negotiation terms? Okay. If I did a price reduction in public, if I do a credit, it's private. What does that mean? How does that benefit the actual seller of the property?
You're gonna be not gonna believe it. I don't know. I'm actually writing an ebook right now, so
Okay, I got
I'm
you.
in the
I
middle of
got you.
this.
Anybody want to give me why this matters? Anybody understand why I told you guys to say that? Albert, Ian, anybody want to know? Because we're gonna land on this. Anybody want to know why I said that?
Because there's different tax implications for using a concession versus a credit for the seller,
Bingo.
and nobody else. And if things are private, then people don't have any leverage or extra information on you that they shouldn't have.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. That's it. All right. Here's the example. When you reduce the price and you buy the house at $10,000 under market value, you just lowered your own property value. So now you become the comp in the neighborhood of the lowest comp. So if there's 10 properties at 500,000 and you bought yours at 490, let's just do the math real quick. Okay? So 500,000, I'm doing it real time, times 10 equals $5 million. Okay? Now, if I do 500,000 times 9, that's $4.5 million plus the $490,000 property that you just purchased. And then I divide by 10. I just lowered the property value of the entire neighborhood because I want to negotiate. Because I become the lowest comp in the neighborhood. If there's 10 comps, right? So when you guys are negotiating, if I say public and private, that 10 grand that the seller gives me is a credit. Therefore, he can take that as a tax, as a cost to the property. Some of those fees that they give you, including commissions and credits, that's private. I still sell the property at $500,000. I give it $10,000 credit. That goes down as a deduction on my taxes, and then also I keep the value of my property. Right, I keep the value, and then I use the 10 grand to lower my interest rate, and I save $161 a month. Or I take that 10 grand and skip 13 months of interest payments. So the two examples that we gave you is prepaid principal or buying the interest rate down. There's a multitude of other ways that you could do that, but I wanted to give you guys that game real quick. Are there any questions before we land the plane? Any questions? No
And
Tony,
questions.
it's me, Gana.
this is just basically off just buying down the interest rate. This is not have anything to do with the 3-2-1 buy down or the 2-1 buy down or
No.
anything like that. Okay.
This is a permanent buy down. A 3-2-1 is you're at one interest rate, you're at another one, and then it goes to another
Right.
one, and then it gets fixed. This is
And
just
those-
basically going from a 6.25 to a 5.75
right.
30-year
I
fixed.
got you.
Okay.
I got you. I just want to make sure everybody don't take that and try to think this the same thing with 3-2-1 and 2-1 buy down.
Got you. Thank you for that input. McGinna, did you have a question?
No, that's it.
I did not have a question. I simply wanted to say thank you for keeping the same level of enthusiasm throughout this call, and what you're sharing with us today is worth dozens of books of information that you are pretty much presenting in such a short period of time and making it so simple for me to understand. I'm only speaking for myself, and I know it's information that it's not easy accumulated on your end. It's years and years of hard work. And I just want to say thank you for your generosity, because many people right now are, I don't know, watching soccer, football, baseball,
Yep.
and here you are pouring into all of us. And I just want to say how grateful I am. Thank you.
Absolutely. We appreciate that. And guys, listen, above my head, there's a Facebook group, okay? Click the link above my head, subscribe to the Facebook group. This example will rest there and on the YouTube channel. Click the link above my head, subscribe to the Facebook group, and this example will be there. You go back, take notes, and then all of this information we will park there. And we'll also give you that calculator that we had earlier today, so you guys can mess around with it and see where you want to park your money. Are there any questions to what you have? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys learned something today. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to know who learned something today with today's topic. Who learned something today with today's topic? Outstanding. Ronnie, M. Lisa, Regina Dixon, Okay, Zap Lap. Okay, outstanding. Now, guys, I'm gonna put a number in. I'm putting my personal number in the chat: 760-385-8211. If you want to text WIN, your first and last name, that means win. If you want to set up a free consultation with us to negotiate or walk through a deal with you guys, we'll give you free 15-minute phone call. Text WIN to 760-385-8211 if you guys want to meet up with us. Okay, and then they'll get you on my staff will get you on our calendar to see what scenario you're in, so you're not making the wrong decision. Okay, because there's a lot of people that are out here that don't know how to negotiate. Okay, I showed you 2 fundamental examples for free. You know the reason why the bank ain't doing this? Because they make $2,600 a month off of you. Why would they tell you this information? Okay, they want to make the money. Once you see that you're only paying $400 and you can apply that amortization schedule to your credit cards and everything else, of course they didn't want you to pay off the principal balance. That's why it takes years. The longer you have the loan, the more money that you're going to make. They're going to make off of you.
Hey, Anthony, I'm done with my appointment. If you have any other questions.
Outstanding, brother. We about to close down. Okay. Are there any questions or any comments before we shut down? Shout out to my brother Stack Pack in the building. If you want to get your Instagram on all of your social media platforms on fleek, hit up my brother Stack Pack. Shout out to us, brother Stack Pack. Thank you for supporting. Anybody have any questions about what was taught today?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
On Twitter.
Yes, sir.
The program, what you speak of, is this only for VA in terms of veterans?
Hell no, brother. No, it's not. It's for anyone. And shout out to you on Twitter Spaces. I got a whopping 2 people that came through the room today. So guess what? I'm planting the seed. And guess what? I believe in the seed. We're going to continue, and I want y'all to put that in the chat. Everybody put believe in the seed in the chat. Everybody put believe in the seed in the chat right now. Write that, believe in the seed, believe in the seed. Everybody put it in there before we shut down. Believe in the seed. I'm planting seeds on Twitter. I only have 2 people here. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if it's 1 or 100. I would rather impact the right people over the most people. And it starts with one person. For those of you who showed up today that got this information, we're going to continue to introduce ourselves until people are introducing us. And I'm going to screenshot the stage right now because I want to see who's here before the blow up. The people who helped me build the audience, the people who are liking the Facebook, joining the Facebook group, who are getting the word out, who are growing the space, who are sharing the Instagram. We will not forget the people who are here at the beginning, because it's hard to show up when nobody believes in you. Okay? It's hard for people to show up when there's nobody there. It's easy to show up when you got a big following. So I want to say I appreciate the people that are here. I appreciate the people that are sharing the information. I appreciate the people getting in the Facebook group. I appreciate the people who are here that are helping me catch the lion. Okay. It's easy to eat the lion once it's caught, but it's hard to catch the lion before the game starts, man. So believe in the seed. So whatever you guys want to plant, I believe in you guys. Shout out to you guys for showing up. No, it's not only for people, for veterans. This is for anyone who's willing to commit to change. So, brother, on Twitter Spaces, thank you for showing up. The number is 760-385-8211. 760-385-8211. Text WIN and your first and last name to that number if you want to get on a call with us and us to explain this more intricate to you. We will do that for free. Okay, because I believe if I give out, we need receipts. The only way people are going to believe what we do is that you got to implement the information, go back and apply what you learn, and then share what you learn with other people, and then people will find us organically. So thank you. Did I answer your question, sir?
Yes, you did. I appreciate what you guys are doing. Thanks for the number. I'll follow up with you.
Outstanding. Okay. All right, guys, we got to shut down. Phenomenal room. Any closing remarks from anyone? Thank you guys so much for showing up. We love you guys. Okay. Go out and kill it on purpose. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, wait.
You.
Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to rock out again. Okay. So if you guys want more information, Thursday, we will be here with another hot topic similar to this one. So make sure you keep your notifications on. So when we open up the Win in Real Estate, that you guys are there. And then above my head, you will see, or go on Facebook and look up Win in Real Estate, and you guys will be able to find that find out what we're talking about. We're about to do a podcast right after this, so stay tuned for that as well. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Great job, team.
Thank you, Dr. Ashley.
Believe in the seed.
Believe in the seed. Believe in the seed.
Believe in the seed.
Let's go.